Hello everybody, it is What You Do With It That Counts, with another episode of Bar. Last time we played, I tried a small skirmish with an AI that didn't do anything. However, let's try something a little more difficult this time. Let's try an actual AI that will do something. Now, we're going to choose a different map. The map that we played on last time was way too heavy in metal. So let's try something else. We'll do a smallish map. Kind of small. I won't go to 8x8 because that's too small. You can't do too much. You pretty much meet up right away if you do an 8x8. 16x8 sounds interesting though. Let's do a 16x8 and start on those two sides, or we could technically start on these two sides. I like these two long edges though, which will make the ditch kind of a go-to spot. And let's try that. Last time I think I played as Cortex. I'm going to play as Armada this time, just because it is kind of funner with changing it up. Oh yeah, like these little guys right in the right hand lower corner of the picture. They're called walking bombs. They're these things right here. They've got no weapons on them at all, but they will blow up if an enemy gets too close to them. So as you can tell, we will be setting up somewhere along here. Now they will also be setting up somewhere along here. There's a lot of metal points in this map, which is good for us.
Please choose your starting location.
In a location kind of like that's got heavy amounts of metal, because we're going to be expanding outward from there. So let's go like that, and as I stated before, we set up prior to us doing anything else. Now we check the wind speed. The wind speed can go as low as 2 and as high as 20, so we are not going to be using wind turbines. We're going to be using solar panels this time. We'll set up 3 of those, and then this time we're going to set up a K-bot lab. Last time I set up a vehicle lab. K-bot labs are a little more, they can walk over terrain faster. So you want to kind of build the way.
Start by building a metal extractor on a metal spot, indicated by the rotating circles on the map.
See how far we want to expand after this, so he will continue to make energy and metal.
Low power.
Once he's done the K-bot lab. Because once he's done the K-bot lab, we can then start making K-bots. Or bots, I should say, not K-bots. And once we're done the bots, then it'll be nice and simple. Okay, so we're only creating 8 at the time right now. And even before it's constructed, we can start selecting what we want to build. So I want to build 2 of these. We're going to designate it to go there for now. Once those are both done, yeah, we'll figure something out. Because you can clear the queue, which makes it so that all these are going to be removed. But I kind of want them. It's going to take 20 seconds to build one. That's okay. it does tell you that you can start at Tech 2 after you build like a lot of power and a lot of metal. I, however, am going to start setting up defenses. Actually, we're not going to build more than one. We're going to be repeats on those guys, and then we're going to make them patrol from that point to that point. You are going to make cloakable metal extractors. And then once you're done there, you're going to make a bunch more of these things. As you can see, this little guy here, he's just walking around. What's his name? Pawn? Pawn doesn't sound very nice. We're gonna call him Fred. Fred's just walking around. I'm gonna use Fred. We're gonna walk down the aisle. As you can see, our metal and our energy are exceeding, well, our metal's exceeding what we can actually produce, so it's going to slow production of certain things down. So Fred's going to walk down and see how far we can make it before Fred hits an enemy. Hopefully Fred doesn't take too much damage doing this. We'll see. Oh, I'm going up the stairs. I wonder if they built in the stairs. There's some enemies. Ooh, look at that. Oh, there goes Fred. Well, that's okay. Now we have not his brother. A bigger version. But that's okay, because we needed that. So now what we're going to do, because we know that they're there, we're going to start building some defenses. And hopefully these defenses are going to ward them off enough. That will work. So now that we have airplanes, it'll be a little bit easier, but because I've built airplanes, they might too. Let's build some Antiair. So now as you can see, I've got, oh, there's Fred's brother Bob. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of Fred's brothers coming out because they are one of the inexpensive mechs to build. Actually, let's make it so that it's 5 times those versus 1 of each of those. So we'll have 5 Fred's brothers walking around. Every time that we should have 1 of everything else. So we're going to build this one real quick. Let's get this plane up in the air. Because this plane can then build 1 of those there, and then 1 of those there. And as you can see, we're going to be running out of energy here soon. So, and metal. So let's get up here. Kind of figured this was an up and down. And from here we're going to make 3 more metal extractors. Oops, I am so sorry for the dizzying gameplay. Crossbow's being attacked. That's an anti-air. Oh, they're coming in. They're coming in. But I have maces, which are extremely heavy. Ooh, they got a heavy-ish kind of deal too. But here's Bob's friends, or brothers, and they will do a number. Oh, they have big things. These guys right here, which fire out missiles. That arch. But once this is done, these things will be building quite quickly here. So, let us patrol with planes to right about there. And since I don't know about anything else, we are going to go with one fighter. Fighters cannot hit base units. However, they do hit air base units pretty well. That's what they're meant for, is to protect the ground-based fighters. Okay, so now as you can tell, this thing is just making these go incredibly fast. It's also sucking up energy from over here, which is fantastic. Oh, I have that. So, all defenses can fire at will, stop, or attack. So the fire at will, hold fire, or return fire means they either just shoot at enemies if they see an enemy, hold their fire for completely all the time, or they will return fire, which those ones are all self-explanatory. So, as you can see what I'm doing, oh, they have Antiair. I was using that as a scout plane, and it kind of worked. Okay, now that those have made a nice thing there, I'm also going to patrol this way, so that my line kind of goes this way. Which means that I'll have tons more here, but it will also start extending through here. And let's go with a vehicle plant right there. Okay, so since he's done those two, we're going to make him just suck up all the energy around here.
You can now produce vehicles and tanks, generally well armored and equipped with heavier weapons. However, vehicles are less maneuverable than bots, and cannot traverse
So
steep
with our
terrain.
vehicles, we're going to move them there, and then they will patrol down to there. And I'm going to repeat on 5 fast, 2 of those, 2 missiles, and we'll do 2 stouts. So it'll be 5 of the fast ones every single time. So once they're done with that, then we'll give that to them. So let's go with metal extractors here. And then another... I am so sorry for this. When you hold shift down, it moves incredibly fast. We'll go with that. Now, as you can tell, my bots are moving quite a bit more forward. And these ones are firing at ground units only.
Low power.
They're called gunships. And they work very well. I am starting to run low on power though, so that's not a good sign, but he's also collecting all that. So by the time those 3 metal makers are done, metal extractors, Commander will be able to start making more solar panels. Okay, so what we're going to do shortly here is we're
Low
going
power.
to make a small contingent of units that are going to go across the map, and we're going to see how close we can get to their base. I mean, I didn't actually stop my patrol, as you can tell. So my power is now a little bit higher per second than I'm expending, which is what I need. And once that's done, it's a lot. Yeah, it's not that much higher actually. Getting very close to not having enough power. Wow. I generally run out of metal before I run out of power. This is strange. Okay, so let's take these guys. And let's move them in a formation. So as you can see, the speed of some of them are much quicker. These three are anti-airs, so they're not going to actually be able to fight anything. These guys need to get in close. Their range is much smaller. These guys have a larger range, as you can tell. And then these guys have the highest range of all of the units here. They also have a splash damage on those ones. Okay. So let's go and see if they were building in this area or if they started dead center.
Your economy is now strong enough to build a T2 factory. This will give you access to a T2 economy, which can improve your resource income exponentially. However, you can also stay T1 and try to win in numbers.
I think we're just going to try numbers for now. If these numbers don't do enough... What was that sound? Well, let's destroy this, because it's a construction vehicle, which means that they've all of a sudden lost the ability to construct some stuff. So, now that we are in their base, we can set to roam, no priority targets, and fire at will. If this guy gets destroyed, which is their commander, we automatically win. The entirety of the enemy forces will lose. I'm doing too bad actually, going straight through the side of their base. They may have defenses up here, I don't know. However, if we don't end up killing the commander in this raid, that is perfectly acceptable. I have crippled them, definitely, compared to what they want. As you can see, he's using something called a energy weapon. Massive energy weapon, I should say. But I could just leave those guys there for now, and we're still fine. Okay, so let's go talk about that T2, or Tech 2. So let's build a Tech 2 bot lab. Because they are not incorrect. If I use numbers, I could overwhelm them, probably. However, overwhelming them, to me, that just sounds a little boring. I mean, don't get me wrong, having this many planes just flying straight for them is interesting. And an aerial raid sometimes works better just because they have very little to no aerial defense. So I can just start attacking things and very little or nothing will be attacking my gunships. In this case, very little to nothing actually start attacking my gunships, but I'm just going to let them be, and those gunships are probably all going to die. Almost guaranteed on this one. But saying that, they did a little bit of damage again. A little more damage, I should say. It's gonna take a minute for that thing, or 2 minutes for that thing to be complete. And I don't know, that just sounds boring to wait for it. So I'm gonna speed it up, because that's the one amazing part about this game. You can speed up production if you want. See, now it is actually half the time to build that. Okay, so see there, they have Antiair now, because they know I'm sending in aircraft. So what they did was they just moved in a lot of Antiair. Anything that has rockets pretty much is what they did. I'm just gonna let everybody roam. And that guy just destroying half my forces. That is ridiculous. I don't think I can win with sheer numbers against that. Everybody just focus fire on him and see what happens. I highly doubt it. Well, maybe. The minute he stopped moving was the minute that he could have blown up. Now, sometimes the AI does just let their commander get attacked. That's a bad strategy to play against another person, because the commander is the unit you need. If you lose your commander, you lose the game. Like that. There. We did win, and I was able though to build the Tech 2 just before. So now, as you can tell, it will give us everything we want to know about how much energy and metal we used. And as you can see, I kind of kept them pretty low. We climbed really high really quickly and then started losing mechs and stuff every time that I sent out an aircraft. They shot it down, stuff like that. Well, that is how this actually plays if you play up against an actual AI. So, not bad, 25 minutes. Next time, I might go up against a 2 and have an ally with me. So, stay tuned for that, and we will be back for more. Thank you for watching. Bye.